Previously on Transform and Rollout Reforged.
Is the intercom for the ship. Butterby can hear you over the comm.
She just goes,
Like, oh, I can't, this is not freaking working.
just hear her cursing in the other room.
Alright, I'm going to pull that bubble gun out.
Wait. Try it on yourself first before you shoot me with it, okay?
you just murk him on accident.
I'm gonna turn it on myself.
Shooting the floor first and see how the bubbles do.
Alright, okay, yes, I will. Yeah, great idea. I don't want to knock myself out with that.
I imagine you like holding the gun against yourself. You're like, oh yeah, that's good.
Dude, I have it like pressed against my temple. I'm ready.
Yeah. Welcome back to Transform and Rollout Season 4 Reforge Episode 10. But first, we must introduce our players and characters. We have Radar and Aqua. So players, here's the plan. Give us a short description on what your character looks like and what happened to them in the previous episode and what is going on in their brain module. Killbite, you're up first.
I am Killbite. I play Aqua, who's a speedboat alt mode bot. He's mostly neon pink, or hot pink, I think I keep saying. Has some neon greens and a dome glass for his face, some white accents and some gray accents, and he's a little bit kind of longer limbed than most bots, and he loves his tablet. In last episodes, we crash landed in the acid waste, and we tried to find an escape, and we ran into Black Shadow. And now we're really scared.
Dun dun dun! Lapis, describe who you play as and give us a summary of who they are and what happened to them in the previous episode.
Hi, I'm Lapis. I'm playing Radar. Radar is a 22-foot tall lad. He is a blue and yellow, like, speedboat. And he's got an orange cockpit on his chest. He's got little yellow horns on his head. Nice bright green visor. And he has a mouth similar to More Than Meets the Eye Cyclonus. And then last session, as Kilo mentioned, we fell down a pit. Sea Spray was dead. I kept moving on. Aqua's tablet was broken. I kept moving on. And then I saw Black Shadow. So I can't wait to get absolutely pulverized by our former father.
Fantastic. And finally, I'm Onyx. I'll be your DM, your Primus, your God for this campaign. Welcome to Transform and Roll Out, Season 4, Reforged. Alright, picking up where we last left off, Black Shadow has arrived in the acid waste at a long ago abandoned train station, lunging forward at Radar. Meanwhile, Aqua got one of the carts started and is preparing for departure. What will happen next? Let's dive in with Black Shadow lunges at you, Radar. What do you do in response?
I would like to immediately duck and roll. Can I do that?
In which direction? In what direction?
I guess, like, between his legs, because he's in front of me.
Roll me in athletics, please. I'm looking for a 13.
Alright. Unfortunately, I got an 11.
You duck and roll, and as you're in mid-roll between his legs, his arm reaches down and grabs you by the scruff of your neck. He slowly picks you up and puts you right in front of his face. And he says the following: "Once you've made my list, there's no escaping the unstoppable outcome." And he tosses you towards the cart where Aqua is. And this is going to do 4 damage, a blunt force,
All right.
as you collide with the side of the cart. The ground shakes as the cart, with every effort it can muster in its ancient gears, attempts to ignite and move from the station, although I think Aqua hasn't told it to do anything yet. He just turned it on in the previous episode.
Yes. Can I try to extend my arm outside the window and pull Radar in so that I can just pull the lever and get the cart going?
I very much enjoy this. Yes, you can do that. You go ahead and roll me in athletics. I'm looking for also a 13.
I believe in you. I believe in you so hard right now.
I got a 12. I would like to use one of my inspirations, if possible.
Okay. You are welcome to do so.
That was worse. I got a 4.
All right. As you turn the cart on and it begins moving, you reach out with a hand to grab Radar. It misses. But all hope is not lost, for the cart has not fully left the station. The rear is still available to Radar. I don't like how I said that. What would you like to do, Radar?
Jump in.
Yeah, you don't gotta tell me twice. I'm hopping in. Let me in. I'm crawling in back through that window I kicked out last time.
I won't let you roll for this one because it just happens because it's your turn. The sound of competing roaring engines makes it difficult to hear anything. Black Shadow rises and moves in with his thrusters as his feet engage and pushes in the opposite direction of the cart as his hands grab the end of the train. What would you like to do?
How many carts are attached to this train?
It's a single cart.
That's what I thought.
With an engine.
Okay. Is Black Shadow in a spot where we can see him through one of the broken windows?
He's at the rear of the train.
Yeah.
As you entered that section.
Okay,
so everyone can see him. His hands are locked on the sides of either entryway of the door, and he has his feet pointed in the opposite direction of the train, trying to either derail it or stop it from leaving the station.
Can I use my scimitar and try and cut his hands off?
You can certainly try. Roll me to hit. And I won't tell you what the AC is, because that I will keep hitting.
I got a 17.
You just barely miss. As you swing your scimitar, it collides with the door frame. He gives you a scowling look. The cart shakes in anticipation of what's going to happen next. Aqua, I will let you have a reaction.
Okay, you tell me if I can do this, because the ability says I can look for something, but I want to see if I can put the cart into the fastest speed possible.
Okay.
And run back and use my Nemosurgery fingers to try to see if I can probe his mind. It says if I make contact with the victims to read their mind, roll 1d20 Constitution. If you roll a 13 or higher, you succeed. If you roll 12 or less, you fail and nothing happens. You may find up to 2 answers you're looking for. Well, probably in the module afterwards, this ability ends.
Okay.
Can I use that to see if I can erase the memory of him trying to being commanded to kill us?
A memory.
I cannot erase. I can just find answers.
No, you can just access stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be amazing.
No, I know.
That would be OP.
I know.
Yeah.
The other thing was trying to get him to use his thrusters and propel us, but I can't. It's not a suggestion either. I guess I will try to just slash his fingers at least.
Okay. Roll to hit.
15.
The shaking of the cart makes it difficult to hit him as you try to swing, and it shifts just slightly, either on purpose by Black Shadow or the resistance of the cart as he's trying to pull. He's trying his best to pull, and it's being very more difficult. You are still inching forward, but you missed, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, the cart jolts forward with massive force. Looking back, you see Black Shadow in the maw of a Jurassinoid, Spinosaurus. The beast roughly matches the height and sound you heard from the cave earlier, Aqua. You put it together, it may have followed you for a bit, lost you both in the acid mist, but quickly found your location again during all the noise that occurred when Black Shadow arrived. The cart departs the station, entering the acid waste. It's a bumpy ride as most of the track has been deteriorated, often skating in some sections, and just barely drifting before being corrected by another set of rails. What do you two do as you hear the walls of the cart sizzle as the acid waste begins to excel in its deterioration?
I'd like to start by saying, as we were leaving and I watch Black Shadow get crunched, I point and I go, ha! Serves you right, buddy.
Aqua will try to find the nearest thing to grab onto as the car just jolts.
I'd like to
and
think
he's a little
Radar
nervous
hits
as the
floor and
sizzling
rolls.
happens. He's like, I hope we reach our destination.
Roll me a strength, please. Aqua.
Natural 20. Let's go.
Yeah, you hold yourself steady with the shifting of the car you anticipated with maximum potential.
Okay. I just grab on so tight.
Yeah, no, I assume I'm probably being ragdolled. I don't think Radar had like the thought. He just got launched in, tossed around, launched. I think he's just ricocheting back and forth in the cart. The acid, is it starting to seep through the windows too? Because I know those are broken. Or is it safe right now for that part?
As the cart is moving forward, it looks like the velocity is preventing it from going inside the windows yet because the windfall is pulling it back out as quickly as it's going in.
Mm-hmm.
Although it may not last if more structure of the cart is deteriorated.
Okay. Can we see how far until the acid waste kind of dissipates? Like until we can get out of it?
Good question. I like that question. You would have to go to the front of the train.
Okay, I guess I will start trying to grapple my way that direction.
Perfect. The dashboard of the train, while primitive compared to other carts you've traveled in, indicates the track split up ahead. The left states it goes underground, while the other states it goes above ground through the acid waste continuously. No map indicates where either track leads to, as everything in the acid waste was never in your memory banks, nor on any map.
Okay, is there something I can click to choose which track, or?
Yes, there is a lever.
Okay.
To the left, it chooses to go underground. To the right, it stays above ground.
I
think our safest bet might be underground.
Yeah, that's
The card
what I
might
was
not
thinking.
withstand any more acid.
I'm with you there, buddy. I will go and send us underground. I'll go to the left.
Oh, the lever.
Pull the lever, Crunk! Wrong lever!
Oh, the lever, Kronk.
I pull the lever. We're going left.
You're going left.
We yearn for the mines.
You're aiming for them.
Too bad
All
it's
right.
not Sentinel chasing us.
You pull a lever with your decision. The cart squeal. You hear a loud thud and click off in the distance. In no time, you feel the cart pull to the left and begins to descend underground, and the acid mist slowly disappears behind you. The tunnel is filled with blue glowing rock, emanating small blue sparks off of them. The air feels amazing, healing even. You each may regain 1d4 plus your con for your health. And while you're in this cave, you have advantage on all rolls.
I got 7.
I don't have a con thing,
Okay.
so I got 2 extra health.
Okay, perfect. Then, without any warning, the cart begins to slow down, still descending downwards until a break in the tunnel reveals a huge open cavern filled with more blue glowing rock, some larger than the cart you reside in. Blue web-like cables stretching out and connecting what seems to be random locations. But that's not the most important thing. Scattered throughout the cave are bots connected to the blue cables. Lay all over, not dead, but no, you've seen a dead bot. They turn gray. There's something different about these ones. They're not all the way gray. They're all still have some form of color still about them. The cart jolts and ceases to move and refuses to perform any further action. What would you like to do?
I would like to, survey the floor first before we stepped out, just in case. Make sure it's in good condition.
I am gonna be right behind Aqua. I think I'm looking towards the end of the train just to see if Black Shadow somehow managed to follow us through all of the acid waste.
No sign of Black Shadow, and way, way back up the tunnel from whence you came, you see the acid mist, but it doesn't seem to be intruding in this cavern that you are in.
Okay.
Aqua, several of these bots look very old, way beyond your time. They look like the steam age of Cybertron, all but one. One that is the only bot pressed against the walls by cable. the torso separated from their limbs, but still nearby, connected via the blue glowing cable. Their heads tilted down, they have a visor and fins on either side of their cranium. Jet wings can be seen perpendicular to their back. They may have been silver with red stripes curving down their chest. Each limb, though different in appearance, all belong to this being. An arm that looks like a race car parts. A leg of the same parts but different class of car. The opposite side, mostly jet components. This being resembles a figure from your memory bank that you were preloaded with. Nexus Prime. However, also in your memory banks, Nexus Prime was on the roster of primes that departed from Cybertron and is due to return tomorrow in Iacon at 8 a.m. Which reminds me, it is currently midnight. What do you both do?
Radar.
Yeah. What's up?
If the memory banks are true, that bot there connected by the blue cable looks very familiar to Nexus Prime.
Yeah, you're right, but isn't he supposed to be back by tomorrow?
That is correct.
How's he here?
I don't know.
Can we exit the cart and go look?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The cave echoes and reverberates from every sound and step you make. Blue wires and coils skitter to clear paths so that you may stand and get closer to this bot that you are assuming is Nexus. And as you get closer, you're not quite there yet, but as you get closer, you hear the sounds of every bot in this cave speaking, though through peering around, none of their mouths move except for Nexus Primes, whose head is still tilted down. Their face plate shifts with each word and their visor flickers. Approach, children of Primus. Do not fear me. We are Nexus Prime.
I look at Aqua.
I already start approaching.
Okay, I will continue to approach, but a little bit more cautiously.
You try to look, and you look to your side. I'm already in front of you, almost there. Okay. I would like to get close in, but like still looking and kind of like, I don't want to say analyzing them, but just seeing the intricate, like the connectivity, like with all the different parts, and just kind of see how they were constructed or made in the steampunk era, kind of.
The bots around you are from ancient times, before time. What would that be? It's during the primitive times, I assume, during the Steam era, where they're still kind of harnessing energon shards, but didn't have it quite down yet. Except for Nexus. He's the only one that seems to be without age of time. As you get closer, Nexus continued. Vector Prime said you would come. I've been waiting for you two for a long time.
How did you know we would arrive?
That's what I was going to
And
ask.
that we would choose the correct path.
My time is coming to an end. Listen carefully. Cybertron is in danger, more so than its current state. Things are changing in ways that cannot be undone. Blue coils reach up all around you, displaying shapes and events that are about to be told.
Aqua's very interested.
That's good. That's very good. Nexus continues. Starting with the end of the Prime Wars and the banishment of Megatronus and Liege, we Primes vowed to protect Cybertron no matter the cost. So it was decided to keep the planet safe. Onyx, Prima, Micronus, Amalgamus, Alpha Trion, and Quintus would explore space, while Alchemist, Vector Prime, and myself would remain here and tend to the Sparkling and lend them our knowledge. But we were deceived. While we thought the other primes were out there among the stars, in reality, they were being held captive and hidden in different locations across Cybertron. Vector was the first to discover this terrible secret and informed me and rushed off to tell Alchemist. Vector tasked me with bonding with Cybertron so that I may provide help to those in need and keep our histories safe and keep unforged sparklings beating. Though my powers are limited, and my reach to the outside world has been restricted ever since the explosion in Neutronics City. Being one with Cybertron comes at a cost. In this integration, our world takes back what once belonged to it. What's going on through your brain module?
Aqua is a little bit... He's very interested and would really like to know more and kind of just study under Nexus, but also a little bit kind of confused with the timelines and what's been going on with the media and how they've been... So he's just not quite sure of what's the right and wrong at the moment. He's just kind of interested and just thirst for knowledge.
Radar?
Radar is... He believes it, honestly, just because the media seems to have been saying some weird stuff as of late, and there's clearly something going on underneath the surface. Especially, I mean, Black Shadow was pretending to be part of, the higher-ups and somehow lied about it. So there's clearly some corruption going on. So he's definitely interested. I think he's still a bit cautious, though, because he's glancing back to make sure Black Shadow has not followed or that creature has not followed, but he's actively paying attention.
I wanted to ask, when Nexus was talking about not being able to, being connected to the Cybertron and not knowing much about the outside, Aqua, the first thing that came to Aqua was oh, maybe I can connect my tablet and share that information, have him connect the network or something.
Oh my god, you're using Wi-Fi access?
You're broken.
He can download maybe the data. Maybe if he connects, he could download something from it.
You did say
that's
the
what he's
tablet
thinking.
works. You said it works. The screen's just cracked.
The screen is just messed up. I think the data could transfer, but accessing it is going to be a different trouble for you. So I will allow this to happen if this is something you would like to ask. However, the data you want from it won't be something that's super easy and available to you at the moment.
Yeah, well, Aqua's not trying to access the data. He's just trying to give him more information. So Aqua's gonna go, Nexus Prime, I have a device that can help you learn from the outside world. If I may connect it to you.
A blue tentacle-like coil wraps around your waist and provides the end bit where you can connect it to the tablet.
Aqua connects it.
Just immediately.
Oh god, that was so fast!
The tablet bursts to life. It flickers. It looks like it is exchanging data at a high rate, and then it shuts off. The blue tentacle then unravels from you, disconnecting from the tablet, and lays dormant on the ground.
I hope that gave you some more information.
And he only responds with the following. My time is nearing its end. I have fulfilled my duties. I warn you again, Sparkling. Cybertron is about to plunge into chaos even further, but it can only survive if you can persevere. Lights begin to dim and fade. Wires start to go limp. Nexus disconnected limbs slowly descend and touch the ground, while one of his hands shifts and points to something covered in the dead bodies within this cavern. Nexus's final words are, find the primes, find the sparkling, and you can save Cybertron. His optics begin to flicker, then fade.
I do have one question. Did he say sparkling or sparklings?
Sparklings.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Aqua will pick up his tablet and then he'll go in the direction he pointed.
Radar.
Yeah, I think Radar is gonna... He's gonna kind of
Aqua's in a trance and Radar's what is going on here?
He's gonna kind of poke Nexus Prime with his foot to see if he's dead. Just to
Poking
check.
Nexus Prime results in no response from Nexus.
Can I search his body?
Sure, absolutely. You find the bare minimum of 2 pieces of scrap, and that's it.
Okay. Does he... I guess not. No. Okay. 2 pieces of scrap. Cool. Thanks, Nexus Prime. I guess I'll
You're welcome.
take this and pocket them and to follow after Aqua.
Aqua, going towards the pile of dead bodies, you hear a humming noise. As you draw near, it gets louder.
I would like to locate the source and just kind of go and try to find it.
Looks like the source is underneath the pile of bodies.
She starts moving them.
A single cyber planet key. The moment you touch the key, it goes silent and shines, showing your reflection against the metal surface.
Aqua, what is that?
I don't know, but he wanted us to have it. It must be important.
Yeah, it's clearly some kind of prime artifact, but, well, I guess we'll have to try and research it if we can manage to get out of here.
And as you check your internal clocks, it looks like more time has passed than was perceived. It is 8 a.m. on Cybertron, and we fade to black. Welcome back to Transform and Rollout Season 4 Reforged Episode 10. But first, we must introduce our players and characters. We have Spiderbite and Bloodstorm. So players, here's the plan. Give us a short description on your character, what they look like, and what happened to them in the previous episode, and what is going on in their brain module. Hexamis, you're up first.
Hi, I'm Hex. I'm playing as Spiderbite. She is a neon pink, mauve, and dark gray, almost black bot who, by the name, turns into a spider. She is the medic and apparently quite the tank, seeing as she keeps reviving the teammates because she's alive. And currently, I think, is half hiding behind Big Sister Bloodstorm.
She is now Big Sister.
Some chaos, yeah.
Yeah.
Clickbait, you're up next.
What's up, guys? I'm Clickbait, and today I'm playing Bloodstorm, who is unsurprisingly, a seeker. She's still young, very confused. Listen, I gave you options, DM. Anyways, she's blood red, not that she knows what that is, with a couple energon blue highlights, and she's currently trying to protect Bite from the absolute chaos that they have found themselves amidst.
Fantastic. And finally, I'm Onyx. I'll be your DM, your Primus, your god for this round, and welcome to Transform and Rollout Season 4, Reforged. Picking up where we last left off, on the streets of Iacon, 4 a.m., mere hours from the Primes' arrival from their 500-year venture. The streets, filled with panic, freezes as Omega Supreme and Omega Sentinel that guard Crystal City, waiting for the Prime's return, is now instead breaking apart a mob. Our players, Spiderbite, Bloodstorm, covered in cloaks, have their backs against a building, witnessing the events that have transpired. Whoa! What happened?
Yeah.
The Omega Sentinel shouting,
Halt! In the names of the Prime, you must heed my command.
His thundering voice shouts, and the crowd freezes. Omega's attention is currently focused on Quick Chime, ignoring everyone else. What would you like to do?
Watch. I don't want to draw attention to us because he said freeze. So if we try to run, he's going to focus on us, and that is not what we need right now. We're just going to stay put.
What if we just inch our way backward really slowly? Just
Did
everyone?
Well, DM, did everyone else in the crowd completely freeze, or are there still people moving?
They're not as panicking, but they seem to be inching away from the scene. Very
And
slowly.
we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
We can inch.
We're going to inch. We'll inch. Whatever everybody else is doing, we will do.
I'm a caterpillar. I'll inch.
Okay, caterpillar inch. All right, so I'm
But
going to
I still want to listen and pay attention to what's going on.
to roll.
For the love
You
of
can
fire.
choose one of you to roll with advantage. And the roll I'm going to ask is going to be I think a sneak. And I'm looking for a 15 or higher.
My sneak is okay. I know I'm not supposed to say the number, but my sneak is pretty good.
I'm okay. I'm not the most confident, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay. I've got a little bit of cushion. I don't have a lot of cushion, but I've got cushion.
You want to give it a shot?
I can.
I'll roll the next time.
Okay. All right. Watch. Actually, I've been rolling really bad. You should do it.
Do you want me to? Okay. What if it rubs off on me?
I mean, I can do it if you want me to. You just can't get mad if I suck. I'll roll the next one. I'll let you warm it up.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll this one.
Okay.
And you said with advantage?
With advantage, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Your sneak is just slightly better than mine.
You shush.
I did something.
You shush. Put your next time in a corner.
my god.
Oh, I got an 18.
With an 18, you seem to sneak off and go around the block without being perceived by the Omega Sentinel, who seems to be berating Quick Chime. What do you do for the next several hours?
Can we hear what he's telling Quick Chime? I'm assuming he's not being quiet.
You can assume he's not being quiet, though the thunder of his voice and the stepping that was supposed to be quiet from amongst the crowd, because you are not the only ones leaving the area, seem to blur out the conversation.
I don't really want to go back there to hear. Like, I want to hear what they're saying, but not badly enough to risk getting caught.
It's not worth physically moving back just to listen. And people are still leaving the scene.
Yeah.
Do they seem to be going somewhere?
All going in different directions. Some are going into different buildings to retire for the last couple hours. Some seem to be setting up booths to prepare for the events that are about to become the present. Wow. Sentences.
I don't know. Is there somewhere we can should hunker down?
Like a table we can chill at. If there's like an open forum or like a little park area, we can just chill.
Play chess.
We could play chess.
You could play chess. The event that's supposed to take place is the Nexus Amphitheater. So that would be the nearest park to you. That was where Tiger Moth said where the Primes were supposed to land.
I mean, we can head there. I feel like it's a perfectly reasonable spot to be.
Yeah, like if we're just walking, not doing nothing alarming, it should be fine.
Yeah.
I hope.
Bite, what was all of that?
I don't know. I can't comprehend. Is that normal, you think?
I don't know. Our experience with other bots has been so limited.
I know. Since we've had some help, I'm sure it's a bit skewed.
Yes. I think right now the best thing for us to do is to just watch and try and blend in. Otherwise, who knows what'll happen with this whole debacle we found ourselves in the midst of.
She gives a nod and she's like stuck to your side, but not like obnoxiously like hugging your arm, but you could tell like she is not gonna leave.
Also just takes like a deep breath, and she's just trying to process everything that happened in the past, 20 clicks that they've been standing in that one spot. They got off of the jet and just bombarded with
so much
insanity.
Perhaps we should find a nice place to take a seat and just rest again.
I think that might be a good idea, but I think we should make sure that wherever we're at allows us the same opportunity to make ourselves scarce should another debacle arise.
I agree. I think that's a smart move.
So you find a bench to rest. It's near an alleyway that you can dip in and escape if you so wish. Since it was 4, and the next event won't be until about 8, you may consider this as a short rest and roll accordingly if you wish, or if you want to be remaining at the ready for anything to give you the advantage to disappear, you can do that instead.
I'm at full health, so I don't need to, but if you need to take a rest, Hex, I can keep watch.
I would prefer to take a rest because then I can fully have Medic's hands like at the ready, both uses, and then I can get myself a little bit extra health because I'm not at full yet.
Okay.
So if I do that,
you go ahead and make those rolls, and I will describe the following.
Oh gosh, okay.
As we get closer to 8 a.m., among the streets of Iacon, crowds prepare for the Primes' arrival. There is merch everywhere, booths everywhere, magnets that say, "Where were you when the Primes came home? What would Primus do?" Names of your favorite Primes, their insignia, small dolls, action figures of the Primes, and a few selling small Energon refreshments. Roll me perceptions.
I want to go look at merch when Bite wakes back up.
I was thinking that too, but also like I don't want anyone. I know that we're in disguise.
I'll give you time.
But I don't want
I'll give you time to shop around if you wish before anything.
Like, okay, you said perception?
Perception.
I hate rolling perception currently. I got a negative. Oh my god.
Hey, I got a 9.
Okay. I will tell you what you see, but I won't tell you what you don't see.
Well, I hope.
Okay.
Just like all of D&D. What you do see are several beige guards that can be seen scattered throughout the crowds and flyers in the sky for more precision of the crowd.
Well, I as a player can assume what we don't see, but I'm not going to assume that for Bloodstorm.
You can message me, but I won't confirm nor deny.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Meanwhile,
I can assume there's.
nothing.
I was gonna say I can assume there's hidden guards, but Bloodstorm probably wouldn't know that.
Neither confirm nor deny.
In true DM fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep watch, look around, kind of watch the guards, see what they're doing, watch what the other people are doing, and just keep an eye out for any trouble. Keep one optic on the alleyway while Bite rests.
Well, Bite's awake at this point. I was giving you an opportunity to just shop as you
Oh,
Look at the
okay.
merch they got.
Yeah.
Do you want to go take a look, Bite?
She is looking, and because I'm assuming that there's probably like string lights and shiny things that her eyes are all wide. She is definitely, she's pondering the light, the sparkles, and she's definitely very curious. Perhaps a little peek wouldn't hurt.
Okay. Do.
Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Do we even have a favorite prime?
I don't know. Do you? That's
I
a
don't know.
personal question. I wouldn't know this.
Oh my goodness.
What would Primus do is really funny.
I know, that is pretty funny. Can I get a what would Primus do sticker and then like just put it on Bite's shoulder?
So they're
Like get a magnet. I want to get the magnet. And then just
You
like
approach the
gently tap
merch
it on her
bot.
shoulder.
Yeah, what do you want?
Wow.
Yes. Hello. I'm interested in your what would
Greetings.
Primus greetings. Yes. I'm interested in your what would Primus do magnet.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
He turns towards the merch, which clearly says 5 Shaniks on it. Turns to you.
20 Shaniks.
Your price says 5 Shaniks.
That's outdated. That was yesterday's price. Today's price is 20 Shanik.
Well, in that case, I'll go back to the booth I saw them at 5 Shaniks at, and I'll go buy it over there.
Sounds great.
Wow, I expected him to take it back.
Be like, no, wait, I'm sorry, no, oh my gosh, no.
No, she's not gonna do that. She committed to that, and
No.
she's not going back.
For sure, good.
Is someone else selling one? You know how, like, at these places,
Absolutely.
everyone
There is
has... Okay,
definitely someone
You're
else selling
everywhere.
them. Yeah.
I want to go to
Would you like to
someone
move
else.
to another booth?
Yeah.
Okay. You go to another booth.
It's the same guy.
You get there. It's the same time. No, it's not. But it is priced at 15 Shanik at that point.
Oh. What do they have for Energon refreshments?
Small Energon drinks. It says Electron. It's what the bots crave underneath.
How much is it?
15 Shaniks.
15 shit, these places are so expensive. Okay, I have an idea.
Imagine you're at a con.
No, I know. I just gotta see how
I
much
made
money
these
I
by
have.
hand.
I don't think I was given any of the money that we got on the train because I was ejected from the train. So currently I only have 1 Energon cube and 10 shit.
You only have starter money.
Oh.
I don't know who has the money, but it's not me.
I mean, we split it, so it's, I mean, not with you, but you were
You
there.
get being dead, you don't get the money.
I mean, you said.
Okay.
I mean,
Can I walk up to this guy and be like, greetings? Because I assume this is what is said because it's been said to me once, but that's all the experience that I have. So I just go, greetings. Let me restart. Greetings.
you're having fun with this, aren't you?
I'm having so much fun. Greetings. Can I get... I can't hear you. What?
Like, cut out.
Your mic just keeps cutting you off.
Good day, sir.
There we go.
Good day. Yes, good day. Happy Return of the Primes day. Yes. Anyways, would you take 20 Shaniks for one of your magnets and 1 Energon refreshment?
No, they're each 15, so that would be 30 energy. No energy. It's 30 Shanix.
Well, since I'm getting 2 items, could you do a combo and I pay like 25 Shanix?
Roll me a charisma or intimidation, depending on how you want this to be phrased. I'm looking for a 14.
14. I'm gonna go with charisma because I don't want to scare this guy and have him call the police on me.
That's a smart move.
Mr. Police, this big lady's scary.
I got a 6.
I'm afraid I can only do 30 for these 2 items. I gotta pay my rent, you know? The cog isn't an easy place to live, especially in Iacon.
Fair enough. I also have to pay rent, which is why I was trying to be frugal. But you have a good rest of your day, and she's gonna move on to the next booth.
Okay.
Wow, Bloodbite is like really hunting for a deal.
Firebite, what are you doing during all this? Is there anything you would like to exchange or do instead?
White
I'm
is.
just
Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to see how many voices I can get the DM to do.
All right.
I'm gonna cut you off at 3 maximum.
Okay, that's fair. I'm also just having fun.
White is staring like 2 booths down. You know, like those. I kind of associate them with like college. The like triangle pennant like flags on sticks. They have them at sporting events sometimes. I imagine this is like Primus, and the edges of it is just really glittery. So it's like moving in the wind, and she's just like, whoa.
It almost
I
feels
like
holographic, but it is real.
Yeah. She like that is her vibe, that is her jam. She wants the sparkly flag that she can just wave, probably in Blood's face.
Okay, you arrive at this booth, Spiderbite.
Hello. I was interested in that lovely little flag you have there.
Larger flag?
Pardon?
This flag. Right here, this one.
Yeah. Yes, that one.
That is 30 Phoenix.
My audio receptors must not be working. Did you say, was it 30 or 20?
That's the 30.
You cannot answer yes to a question like that, friend.
That's the fourth one.
She is like, stares at the sky, stares at this flag, kind of side-eyes once.
They raise their fingers, and there are only 3 of them, and it shows all 3 fingers, and then it makes an O shape afterwards. Harder.
I see. Well, and she like taps her chin thoughtfully, looks over the flag, her humming and hawing over this. Let me do a lap of the booths, and I might come back. Thank you so much. And she's gonna return back to.
We miss you.
She's gonna return to Bloodstorm, kind of huffing her way over there, like, what a ripoff.
I can't.
She folds her arms like, you can't have shiny. What is this?
I'm gonna cry.
What would
dude.
Primus
Oh my
do?
God.
Give me shiny. I don't care.
Does the next booth have a flag also, or does it have the same stuff?
It has about the same stuff, yeah.
Okay, what do the prices say on it?
For what item?
Oh, the magnet and the Energon drink.
Alright, for the magnet, it's 25 Shanix. For the Energon drink, 10 Shanix. For a little wavy flag, it says 28 Shanix.
Oh, wow.
That's a whole 8 Shanix more than I would have paid at the last booth.
That's be how it be, you know?
I mean, I can go back. I did yell at that guy. I know, right? Bite, do you see anything you like?
DM, you said like the little refreshments were like 10 Shanix?
At this one, yeah.
She is good. I'm going to point to those and point to the price and be like, that's not a terrible price, considering the price of everything else at these other booths. Might not be a bad idea.
Fair enough. And Bloodstorm's gonna walk out and she's just gonna lump in the last 2 booths. She's gonna greetings and good day to you, gentle Blood.
Greetings!
Man, I bet the other group is not having as much fun as we are.
I'm gonna cry. Oh my Primus. Greet. How is your day going?
Making sounds.
Is business good today?
So good. I can afford rent this month.
That's good. That's very good.
That's wonderful.
I
Yay.
This is killing me. Why don't you know this? It's hurting my throat.
was gonna say, you're snorting real hard.
I gotta make sure the mic picks it up.
I myself was interested in one of your refreshments. Bloodstorm, was there anything you were interested in?
I could go for a refreshment as well. Are you doing any Return of the Primes Day deals today?
I'm here. Those are my deals.
Those are pretty good deals.
Fair.
Oh my goodness! Hang on, I gotta see what the heck they have again. Oh, okay, goodness. Let's see. How much are the names of the favorite primes and insignias things?
Names and their insignias of the favorite primes, 15 Shanix each.
Okay. Did Aqua ever mention if he was a fan of any prime? Because I would totally get him one of the little figurines or stickers of one.
I don't know if he had.
He has.
Also, you know what?
If
I
were to
won't.
take a shot at dart, it might be Alpha Trial, but I could be wrong, just based on his action.
Yeah. I really just want the sticker, the magnet, just put on a bite. So I'll tell him, can I please get one of your Energon refreshments and that what would the primes do magnet, please?
He looks at them both. Is this a refreshment one for each of you, or one in total and a magnet?
Oh, I'll get one for each of us.
I'm paying for mine.
Oh, okay.
Because I asked for one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a grown up.
That's fair.
And Bite's
So I
gonna
guess I'm
put
just getting one.
10 Shanix on the table.
Okay. It'll be 10 Shanix for you, and then 25 Shanix for you.
Cool. 25 really? Okay, yes. And I will pay that
All right,
because
you get a
that is less
refreshment
than you
and a
said the first
magnet.
time around.
Sure, I'm losing my voice here, and I need to not do that. All right, you get your items. The refreshments heal for about as much as a small vial of Energon, but it's more tasty.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do these little refreshments come in funky little cups, or are they just
They do. They are in funky little
Yes!
They're in Prime Day celebrations. There's decals of fireworks on them, and it has a silhouette of all the primes on said.
I knew I made the right choice.
Does it come with a bendy straw?
No, it does not.
No, I'm just squiggly straw.
No, you gotta save the cyber turtles.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Okay.
It's
That's
a
fair.
huge problem here on cyber.
That's fair
File now.
All right,
Yeah,
you
we-
have your merchandise. We're gonna move on to the next thing because you're killing me with
Wait.
these voices. No,
Wait,
God.
I want to
off.
put the magnet on. I want to slap
you
the
can-
magnet
okay.
on his shoulder.
slap the magnet on. What would primes do is
And
now
she just
on your
goes,
shoulder.
well, and she smacks, she gently pats her shoulder. I'd say that was productive.
Was the magnet in your hand as you
In my
pat?
palm,
So
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
very subtle.
Absolutely.
that totally goes over Bite's head. She has no idea. That was quite nice.
Very yummy.
Then, all of
Whoa.
a sudden,
Oh my
a
goodness.
golden coated shuttle makes its descent in the middle of the amphitheater, where you can see Tiger Moth and a few guards waiting for the Prime. A golden egg with engravings of prehistoric events etched in the side. The battle against Unicron. Primes leading the wave of bots on Cybertron. The War of the Primes. And finally, the Primes leaving Cybertron. Stories foretold and memories that were included in your upload. The doors open slowly as white light blinds all who gaze directly into the pod. 9 figures stand, casting shadows from the ramp of their ship. Prima is the first to step down, followed by Onyx, Nexus, Amalgamus, Alpha Trion, Micronus, Quintus, Alchemist, and Vector Prime. Prima, the leader of the Prime, shines white and gold. Onyx, a centaur of a bot who has large eagle-like wings behind them. Nexus, a being made of 5 other halves who appear to have jet modes and other race car modes, and sports a V visor. Amalgamus, a form that knows none yet all, constantly changing and forming, very distracting. Alpha Trion, a purple and maroon elder. Micronus, a green bot, smallest of the bunch. Quintus, a slender green bot with organic tentacles as legs. Alchemist, a short and wide orange bot with many glasses. And finally, Vector Prime, a silver and purple bot and blue space fins as wings. 9 Prime. The remaining 4 no longer with them, either dead or banished. Solus was felled by Megatronus, which ended the Prime Civil War, Liege Maximo and Megatronus being banished, while the 13th was lost to legend. Some say they never existed to begin with, while others say they remember them and swear they used to follow them in their footsteps when they used to be on Cybertron. Prima and Onyx approach Tiger Moth, who bows and greets. Small talk is exchanged before you hear over floating stereo droids in the Tiger Moth's voice echoes throughout Nexus Amphitheater. Some of these monitors are floating, providing a closer look at the Primes and their reaction. This is what Tiger Moth says. The Primes have returned. This calls for a celebration. Let us not steamroll into business. All are welcome to a free round of Energon. Cog provided, of course. If you would like to pick yours up now, please see your local Cog building to redeem them. Tomorrow, the Primes have a special announcement for all of Cybertron, one that will change the course of our history and push us closer to the Golden Age. The Primes nod and wave to the crowd. What do you think?
I think that this free round of Energon does not come without a cost that we don't know what it will be. And also, I'm not going to a government building to redeem for a free bottle of Energon, because our face is plastered all over the news.
Agreed. For sure. It also seems like a little strange. Just be like,
Yeah,
come
it's
here
just weird.
and get some free Energon. It just, like, Bite's not sure what it is exactly, but something about it
feels
just
off.
rubs her the wrong way. Yeah, it just sounds off. But she is super, super curious to see what this announcement tomorrow will be. Also,
Same.
I think part of her is a little miffed. It's like, they just got here, now this is a big celebration, but they want to do it tomorrow? Why not just do it now?
Yeah, same.
I don't want to wait, I got stuff to do.
Yeah, I don't know what this
Fantastic.
special announcement's going to be, but I'm skeptical and nervous and excited because
too.
this is a big thing, but I don't know.
Roll me perceptions, both of you. I'm looking for an 18 or higher.
Oh, for the
Mamma
love of
mia.
Primus.
I was just about to say we should keep our heads down, because if there was it a camera sweeping the crowd to like catch people's reactions? I don't want them looking at us.
They said there were monitors for the Primes.
Oh,
The
okay.
DM said that there were monitors on the Primes, not on us.
I immediately thought it was us.
Yeah. It's to help with like crowds further back to see up front. Wow, that was bad.
Stop. I can't. I'm
Can
gonna
you
cry.
announce what you got?
I rolled a natural 1 -1. I rolled a 0.
Oh,
I think,
alright.
is it the first time that's ever happened? Where we've
No,
gotten-
Yeah,
I've
I
rolled
think so.
multiple natural 1s. I just didn't have a
It's
negative
not
1 on it.
zero.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So like, that's the first time we've gotten a 0.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I'm
you
glad to
said
get a caught.
it's Percepin.
Perceptin.
I just wanna-
Prescription.
I got a dirty 20.
Wow, we've
goodness,
seen
hopefully.
2 different perspectives. Clickbait, you're like too focused on trying not be seen. You're keeping your head down low. You're trying not even to look at the Primes anymore. You're looking at your feet. You're thinking to yourself like, this is a bad place to be. We shouldn't be here. I don't want to get spotted. What if they find us? Spider bite, however. Something seems off with the beige guards around near you, actually. A wing is clipping through their obvious ground mode projection.
Bite is staring real hard, and she's gonna slowly reach over to Blood and give her like a little tug on her hand and be like,
What is it?
Blood,
Mm-hmm.
watch the guard nearest us for a moment.
I'll glance up and just kind of look towards the direction of the Primes, but try and catch whatever she's saying out the corner of my eye.
A single wing appears to be clipping through the back of a beige guard. This wing is bright yellow.
Oh, that's not good. We should meander out of here and keep our hands near the activation of our veils.
She nods. She's a little torn But because she wants to do something, but also like, what are you supposed to do in a situation like this? There's not
This
any
guard is not
good
watching
option.
you. Grabs their blaster and begins to slowly lift it up towards where the primes are located.
We can't say anything. They'll blame us.
We can't just let him do that. She looks like she's gonna throw her drink.
Okay, push me. Push me really hard and yell at me.
Bite will take a step back.
But
and
I'm
then
gonna
immediately
activate my veil before she does it.
She's gonna will also pull out her veil and put it in her hand, but she's gonna fumble forward and trip into her and be like, oh no.
For the veils,
Do they have to ready for an hour?
you have to ready them.
We readied them after our short rest. We just picked a different color of our same body type.
Okay.
So because remember then afterwards we got out and we were like, oh, we'll change it to the beige guards, and you're
You're
like,
smacking
yes,
your desk and I
do
can
that.
hear it.
oh, I'm sorry, I was just touching it.
multitask. That's what it was.
Okay.
We're like,
Yes.
we
That's
could
fine.
rest
I was just making
and-
sure that
Yeah.
I was aware. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
All right.
Bite's gonna-
Describe to me what you're doing.
She is gonna take out her veil, take a step back,
I also
and
take out my veil. I click mine on.
Bite is gonna trip, quote unquote, push into Bloodstorm. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Blood Bite. Anyway, Bloodstorm, cry out and push into her, but as she falls, put the veil on.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to ask you both to do. Hex, I want Spiderbite to roll me a dexterity.
Okay.
Bloodstorm, I want you to roll me an athletics. Both of you need to either be greater than 15 or have a sum total of 35 or higher.
Oh my gosh. Oh, deep breath. Okay, I rolled a 14.
I rolled a 6, but I'm gonna use one of my inspirations. No.
I'm gonna use an inspiration also
Okay.
Okay, I got
because
it.
I feel like this is important. I got a 15.
Okay. So that meets one of the requirements, both being a 15 or higher. Alright. So, Spiderbite pretends to trip Bloodstorm. Bloodstorm pretends to fall and collides with this beige pretending guard. Once you collide with them, the projection turns off. They are a seeker of obvious class.
Oh
They
my
don't
goodness.
quite look like Nova Storm. They look more massive.
Nova Storm.
You're absolutely right. Continuing on, you bump into them. Their gun goes straight in the air.
Does it fire, or is it just pointed up because he fell back?
Just pointed up, sorry. Correct.
Do any
Oh,
of the
oh my
other
goodness.
guards notice?
No guards have noticed so far. What did you
Officer,
say? Bloodstorm?
I just said, oh my goodness, officer, I'm so sorry.
You ruined my line of shots!
I'm sorry, I shot?
And as you say this, Spiderbite, you see blaster fire sprinkle out from other locations in this amphitheater downward, from other beige guards, laying waste to the primes before you, although one does not get hit.
Oh my Primus. Hex. What did we
It
do?
didn't matter!
Who was the third on my list?
Nexus. You read out Nexus third.
Wow. Someone's paying attention.
I took notes on every Prime in order that he said them.
Yeah,
I
it
wrote
was
down
Prima,
who
Onyx, and the
didn't
next.
make it.
Alright.
Dang. That's a cool one.
Alright.
There's cooler ones, but that's a cool one.
So all of the primes are being laid waste for you except for Nexus and Tiger Moth. Despite his dodging of cover and serpentine patterns, Tiger Moth seems to be the only one not being Swiss cheese. The first to fall, Prima, now filled with more holes than anyone could count, followed by his brethren, Alchemist, Alpha Trion, Micronus, Quintus, and the last to fall, Onyx.
May I
Fiery
say?
battle beast roar collapsed.
Oh, that's so sad. Before, we really truly process any of this, can I just grab Bite's hand and book it?
You're a little distance away, and all this is
Oh, yeah,
happening
'cause-
really fast.
I'm just gonna try to go to her. I'm just gonna get to her.
You can go to her. Yeah, that's fine. The amphitheater goes quiet as the floating monitors turn static and a distorted voice comes through. Red optics are the only things that pierce through the veil of interference.
End are the days of deceit, torment, and tyranny.
A chime flickers in the crowd. Quick chime, being lifted by his followers. In Primus's name, that was not supposed to happen. This is not what Cybertron wants. The red optics in the monitors glare in anger with being disrupted and not. Rainmakers dive from the heavens.
Oh my
Acid Storm
goodness!
firing acid upon the religious leader. Ion Storm shooting lightning cannon. And the final blow by Nova Storm, while in Tetrajet mode, slices through them, swooping up and transforming and falling with their feet, smashing Quick Chime's head in, providing a gleeful grin.
Oh my Primus.
The red optics curve in a satisfying response before continuing.
Do not be afraid, citizens of Cybertron. There are only a few traitors still among you. One has been deceiving you even before they came to power, locking away the true future of Cybertron, keeping them from walking amongst you. 4 of which, through the sacrifices of brave bots, they declared died in the cave.
The monitors switch to a first-person's perspective of slowly making their way down a cave tunnel system. A rock gets kicked and rolls down. 3 other bots are spotted standing near a liquid metal lake. All turn and look back. One even has their blaster ready. The video skips ahead a few to witness a spark touching the liquid and begin forming a protoform. Another skip and we see 4 protoforms laying on the beach side. Then, in a turn of events, green mist sizzles down. The feed appears to jump once more and darkness fills the void. Blaster fire can be heard and static takes over the tape. The red optics take over once more.
A truth they covered up, a truth they twisted and attempted to correct in their favor.
Once more, the monitors show protoforms find their true shape, at least the ones they have on camera. Aqua, Radar, Bloodstorm. Then shows news lying about the murders and connecting them to the deaths of Termagaxes. A lower gravel voice then states,
You were deceived. These 4 sparks are not our enemies.
Then the same video shows Termagax not being murdered, but instead attempting to kill the protoforms, chasing them to their own deaths in Vought. Then the image of Tigermoth flashes onto the monitor. The voice continues.
One of the last threats to this planet stands before you. I leave it to the people of Cybertron to rid of this malware, to the bots of this world, and together we will rise. Rise up and take back what is rightfully ours.
The monitor ends, revealing a purple face logo you've seen before, followed by text, Decepticons rise up. What do you 2 do?
That is so much to unpack.
That's a lot.
I can't move. I'm frozen.
Pause. All I see right now, I don't know if you both would know this, is in the SpongeBob movie when Patrick and SpongeBob are sitting at the edge of the scary cave with all the monsters in it, and they're just sitting there like aghast. The Splitstorm and Byreg.
Yeah, just
Like jaw drop to the floor.
in shock, mouth agape. Just
So much. Someone is preaching for our innocence. Cool.
the Primes arrived. The Primes were gonna
You guys are
arrive.
dead now.
Revolution. The Primes arrived. The Primes are dead.
They have an announcement.
Mass,
Not gonna make that no
mass
more.
announcement where we're not innocent, but also the Rainmakers that we just saw smash Quickchime to pieces that are supposedly on their side were seen arriving in that clip by the
They
acid.
didn't show that.
No,
They
but
didn't
the
show
acid.
them, but
You said the
they
green
alluded,
mist.
but they didn't show it.
Yeah, but they can't connect that.
Okay.
No.
Then there's the green mist, and then we assume them, but they also just murdered the Primes. Are they the good guys? Are they the bad guys? Are we still being hunted? I don't know.
They advocated for our innocence, but they also don't seem very nice. So like,
Yeah, they advocated
anyone
for
gonna
innocence,
believe
but they just
that?
murdered 8 Primes.
yeah.
So what do you do?
I don't know.
Just hold on to each other and
Probably stare for at least 30 nanoclicks before I decide that it's probably a good
We gotta
idea to
bounce.
get out of there.
because everyone's gonna start freaking out.
Okay. You begin to leave, and as you're leaving, you see some bots made the same decision as you, but others are not so kind. And they begin to make their way towards Tiger Moth in the center. And the last things you hear are his screams as he's being torn apart. And we fade to black. we change scenes to the dark room. The very room all orders to the Decepticons outside are being taken. A large dark figure shifts as they walk away with their back turned. We see small flames spark on their broad shoulders. We feel the weight of every step. The flames begin to take shape, lighting up the sides of the room. We see their battle damage arm claw marks as if something or someone was ripping something off. Just before we can see any more, our view is interrupted by a blue boxy bot standing in our way, Soundwave, and the words,
"End transmission."
and a final click. We fade to black.